Feels good to be back on Wednesdays for AEW Dynamite. What's going on, y'all? Welcome to your watch-along. Dynamite is back on Wednesday nights after being on Saturdays for the past couple of weeks on TBS, which means no watch-along here on this channel because I'm not available on Saturday nights to do that shit. So I'm really happy AEW is back to its normal night. We can get back to our normalcy of Wednesdays, and it looks like this should probably be it in terms of the preemptions and stuff, because with Dynamite moving to TBS next year, they shouldn't have these type of issues. So hopefully there will be very few Wednesday nights in the future that we will miss, and we're here for some watch-alongs. Got TNT pulled up. Looks like Rocky Balboa or some shit is playing. Creed maybe, and that's wrapping up, and it's time for Dynamite. Looks like we got a TNT title match scheduled. Sammy Guevara defending against Ethan Page. Big 10-man or 8-man possibly main event. I think it's 8-man. Elite and Dark Order. A couple of other interesting matches made as well. Punk and Fish, I think, and a couple of others. So should be a fun night of wrestling, as usually is the case with Tony Khan and company. So glad y'all could be here. For those of you who are going to hang out tonight, not much of an audience so far, but happy to see those of you who are here. And also happy day late birthday to Divine Ricks. Happy birthday, my man. I know you were here last night, on Monday night, letting us know that was coming up. I hope it was a great one. I did not know that it was also Punk's birthday, and today is Bobby Fish's birthday, so that's just fabulous. Looking forward to their match later on. That is kind of cool that they have birthdays a day apart. I wonder what the age difference is there, but pretty cool. Good to see Deshaun in here as well. Jay Lambo, Marcus, Nathan, Chase, Sam, Jet the Hawk, Marcus. Did I get you? Yes, I did. Twice. Population 420. Good to see you again, my friend. We're here for some Dynamite. Kicks off in 1 minute, so we will see. Oh, interesting that it's the 8-man is the main event is the 8-man tag. Well, it's the Elite. It's featuring the world champion. I mean, I don't know. Kenny is in this, right? I don't know why it's that weird or that interesting, I should say. Maybe you're thinking the TNT title should be the main event. I can understand that, but you also have your world champion on the show in a big 8-man, and plus that's your headlining match for Full Gear. You could, Page and Kenny, so Page could make an appearance here. I bet you he will. Might have some, nice, heartwarming reuniting with the Dark Order or something. We'll see. Wouldn't be surprised if something like that goes down. What's up, Alex Crawford? Good to see you back as well, man. I'm happy to be here on Wednesdays. Very sorry to hear about all of the Ring of Honor talent that was let go today. Ring of Honor doing a huge company-wide revamp. At least that's what they're claiming. And they're going to finish out the year with a couple of more shows, I think, and they're going to allow their talent to work elsewhere. But basically everybody has been released from their contracts, and they are claiming that they are going to have a new reimagined, new vision for Ring of Honor that's going to start like April of next year. And a lot of people are skeptical if that's actually going to happen or not. But that's a bummer. Sounds like they might be doing a lot what NXT has done, and we might see some bright colors and an ROH 2.0 debuting in the first or second quarter of 2022, or that might be end of them altogether, and that's just a shame. So hopefully most of the talent there, I mean, they have been rated hard, but I still think there's plenty of talent there that can find work elsewhere, and would be fun to see a couple of those pieces turn up in AEW or whatnot. But feel for everybody involved there. Luckily, the independent scene is pretty booming. I'm sure at least getting bookings shouldn't be too hard for the majority of the talent, but still, it's very sad and really a bummer when anybody loses their job, especially a contracted job. Of course, friend of the channel, a friend of ours, Brian Zane of YouTube, is part of this group and has been doing some work for Ring of Honor as well, so we wish him the best. He doesn't know what his future is either. And any of the other talent there, men and women, staff, wrestlers, whatever, best of luck to all of them. It sucks, but we'll see. We'll see if they end up coming back, and hopefully they will not be going under. By the way, Dynamite is on the air. Let me turn up the volume. JR running through the car. We got a Chiquita Banana guy dressed. Oh yeah, it is Halloween time, so I guess that makes sense. Dark Order 10 and Moxley, that's right. That's the Eliminator tournament going down. And Serena Deeb and Hikaru Shida. So this is where I'm thinking Shida will get her win back from that 50th win spoil. And MJF in action. Right on. Maybe he's taking on Barry Horowitz. Bobby Fish and CM Punk kicking the show off. How do y'all feel about CM Punk now? I was perfectly fine after his debut, him starting a little bit slow. Because, you got to get your sea legs back. You got to get your timing back and get back into the flow of wrestling that you've been absent from for 7 years. But at the same time, I mean, this is a guy that came in with one of the biggest returns in history. Former WWE champion. He's been in the ring with The Rock and some of the greatest. He should be right in there mixing it up with the top of the card, in my mind by now. So he's building up his record, though. This is probably a lot of CM Punk's idea. He always likes to be very humble, but he should also recognize the name that he has. Back to the long tights tonight. I thought the long tights was going to be a Rampage thing and short would be Dynamite, but I guess it just depends what his mood is. The long boys. I think he did the Twitter poll. He asked the fans, do they prefer trunks or short trunks on him, long trunks or short trunks, and unanimously, overwhelming majority picked short. Big CM Punk chance. Yeah, and I know Punk stated that, and that's great for him. And I, as a wrestling fan, I appreciate that. But at the same time, you're CM Punk, man. Your name has been chanted across arenas across the globe for 7 years when you weren't there. You should recognize that value a little bit and strike while the iron is at as hot as possible. It's a tough balance. It's probably hard to figure out. A lot of moving pieces and a lot of big talent there. CM Punk probably doesn't want to put himself in the position either of being some sort of guy who's going to come in and all the talent is going to move out of the way for him in his big title reign. He probably is going to want to try to keep the heat and shit like that as chill as possible on him. So decision-making process is probably pretty interesting in AEW. Here comes Bobby Fish. What's going on, Ratnick and Black Mask? Good to see you. Ben Richardson is here. Casey Dare. I can't fucking read tonight. Thank you. And good to see you. Stephen Harris, did I get you earlier? Stephen Scott, not sure if I got you either. CM Pants, I like it. So, yeah, and by the way, thank you to the whoever pointed out that Fish is 45, Punk is 43, and I'm in between them at 44. Steven Scott, Macho Man, short trunks easily because my favorite Macho Man memories and moments were in the short trunks. He had some good ones in the longs, Macho King, and then his second title run as babyface, and a lot of what he did in WCW. But for me, it's that IC title run of Macho Man. It's winning the title at WrestleMania 4 and that year-long run. That's my Macho Man. Man, Punk chants loud. Where are they tonight? I didn't catch it. Are they in Minneapolis? Or no, Minneapolis is coming up in a couple of weeks on the anniversary of Eddie's death, I believe. Thanks for the $2, Divine Ricks. Appreciate that, man. I've been impressed with Bryan Danielson in AEW as well. He is full throttle, and he is not fucking around. And I like that about him. Birthday boys battling it out. What's up, Vash Starwind? What's going on? When we get to a commercial break and stuff and we get some pauses here, I'll talk a little bit about NXT last night. Didn't catch all of it, caught some of it. Lots of new champions crowned. Boston tonight, no kidding. I think Bryan Danielson is doing what he wants to do in AEW in terms of the level at which he's wrestling. He looks like he's out there wrestling like a rookie, like he's got people to impress or some shit. And it's just what he wants to do. I think he said in a couple of interviews that he kind of felt a little bit held back in that regard in WWE, and Vince was a little bit too afraid to let him do anything. And here he can just let it all hang out and let whatever happens, happens. If it shortens his career and he has one good long run there is in a year or two and then he's got to quit, then so be it. But at least he's wrestling and he's doing it on his own terms, and that's what's important. Yeah, I think this is going to be a good solid match. Punk is good about picking his opponents too, or at least AEW is good about picking his opponents for him. He's had a pretty good variety, and all of his matches have been solid. Bray Wyatt, I guess his no compete will be up. Should be up in a couple of days, so I assume at that point he can show up anywhere. So I guess, in my mind, I'm not going to be surprised at any point when Wyatt shows up after his no-compete, because he's not going to be jobless. Bray Wyatt is not going to be jobless. He's going to be a big part of a promotion somewhere. So it just depends on how quick the deal can get done. It feels like Impact is still a possibility, but they dropped the ball on a couple of things. If I'm him, I'm not wanting to go there. Unless they got a lot of money. But if I'm Bray, I'm getting the most exposure on Dynamite or in AEW. I mean, obviously, if you're not in WWE, there's only one other option, true option for the best exposure outside of WWE, and that's AEW. So you would think most people are going to target that. And for them to choose another promotion over AEW, I'd be interested to know why. It's got to be money. What's up, Mike Witt? Good to see you. The been pushing the vaccination requirements. They've been pushing the vaccination requirements for tonight. I'm sure they're not pushing it. The vaccination requirements were probably agreed upon before you even bought your ticket. There's probably an entire disclaimer about what was required when you go to the show, either a positive test or a negative test in 72 hours or proof of vaccination. You wouldn't buy your ticket without knowing that. So they're not pushing anything they haven't already said they're going to do. Look at the dude in the hazmat suit. Maybe that's what you're talking about. Maybe the fans making fun of it. That's pretty funny. Yeah, they had 2 title changes, right, in the main event of BFG. A lot of people. I didn't see the pay-per-view though, so I can't judge it, and I don't want to shit on it, without seeing it. But a lot of what I saw social media-wise wasn't too kind on the show. The Inspiration debuted. Punk and Fish still battling here. Mike Maxson, good to see you, man. Thanks for the 5. I would like to see Punk versus Jericho. We probably will get it. Could be from some fun promos, especially when they have some callbacks to, what they did 10 years ago or so in WWE. Oh, I would love Charlotte to show up here in AEW. That would just be super. But that's going to take a lot of cooperation from WWE, and that's going to be WWE being loyal to the Flair family and saying, okay, we are going to do something that we never fucking do. And, only one other time could I think of that a star of that magnitude was actually just allowed to go to the competition, and that was probably Kurt Angle back when he left WWE. Although at the time, I don't think WWE thought he was going to go there. They assumed he was going to go get help for his problems, and they turned up in TNA right away. Oof, good leg sweep by Fish. Punk landing right on the apron. I heard the apron is slightly harder than the rest of the ring. Is that true? Like the outside perimeter of the ring, apparently it's just a little bit firmer, according to the rumors and the inside information that I hear about rings. Not sure if y'all have heard that. It's probably just me. I know little things like that most people don't. Oh, yeah, Doc Brown from Back to the Future. That's true. So he's not being too COVID cautious. That's good. Yeah, that's like the first Back to the Future when he's got the plutonium and stuff. Until the DeLorean started running on trash. Yeah, I know, Deshaun. Yeah, I don't know why I'm bringing up money, but it's just like if I'm a wrestler, and I'm not, but if I am, and I am offered a deal by AEW and someone else, what is going to sway me to pick the something else? Unless it's just, you'll be a more higher spot on the card perhaps, but Wyatt should be a top-level talent wherever he is. Any of these companies. So I think he's in a good spot, basically. What's up, Stop the Cap? Oh, Angle would definitely sign with AEW if he could still go. Angle probably thinks he could probably do a little something, but we've seen Angle in the ring, and he should probably just not do it anymore. Destroy the vertical base. Let me guess, no wasted motion, right? I'm waiting for the one day a wrestling announcer says, God damn, this guy wastes a lot of motion. It's yet to be said. And there's a lot of guys that waste motion. It's time someone said it. Calculating. Double count out, like that's going to happen. We're getting into deep water, all right, JR. Fifth match in 7 years. That's a good way to put it. He is only 4-0 after all. So I guess I can't complain too much about a slow start. I mean, shit, he's only 5 matches in. Marcus, who will CM Punk face a Full Gear 2 weeks away? I don't know. They better figure it out, man. Cutler's dancing. There you go, Sam. There's a good example. Maybe Excalibur will bring that up. Zero Vision, we talked about that earlier on when we opened up here. The sad news about Ring of Honor kind of letting everybody go. Wished everyone the best there. We'll elaborate on it more this week, but I talked a little bit about it right earlier on, right before the show went live. Mr. Miyagi. There's probably a lot of people dressed up. I got to start looking at the crowd a little bit more. I keep forgetting that it's technically Halloween. God, they better not do a time limit draw here with Bobby Fish. Come on, man. Deshaun, do I think Minoru Suzuki will return to the States after his U.S. tour? Yeah, his U.S. tour was a huge success, and people are going to be dying to book him again. So as long as he's game, he can make a lot of money over here. So, yeah, I think he probably will. Everything he did was awesome. Oh, Mike, it's not a lot of trolling. It's one person. It's one person with no life creating multiple accounts, but that's what the settings are for. We'll got a handle on it. Some little bitch isn't going to be able to hurt us, man. Oh, you do, Chase? Someone's out there dressed like the Fiend? I got to see that. That's pretty cool, actually. Oh, of course, Divine Ricks. Thank you for $5 more, dude. In my opinion, any of the 4 horsewomen could fit well in this AEW women's roster. As well as this women's roster over here has improved in AEW, they still could use some work. So, of course, all the 4 horsewomen are all awesome. Any one of them would do. Oh, wow, nice block of the GTS into a leg whip by Fish. That was sweet. Punk has given him a whole heck of a lot here. Yeah, especially if we're getting close, scratching the surface of this time limit here. Oh, Chun-Li from Street Fighter. That's what that was. I never played Street Fighter. I suck like that. Oh my God. I played a little bit of Mortal Kombat, but like the first one that came out on Sega Genesis. And the one in the arcade. GTS, there it is. Nick of time, too. He's got to crawl over there. Fish might actually kick out. Now he made it. This should be it. Wow, Fish. Was he supposed to kick out like that? That was probably planned. Punk, he was probably supposed to kick out right after the 3 count, but I think he kicked out a touch early there. Yikes. Second row behind orange shirt guy, thank you, is the Fiend. Let me look. I'll keep an eye out for that. Well, I mean, hell, you're allowed to dress as the Fiend. There's no rule against that. If this was WWE, they'd probably kick him out. What's up, Luigi? Dara Gaming, thank you, man, for the $5. Hey, Dad. A few streams back, you said WWE should do less pay-per-views and more themed shows, but they do a lot of the cool ones. Not sure what exactly you're saying. You mean like they did Halloween Havoc last night and stuff? Is that what you mean? Yeah, they need to do more, though. They need to do some of these on Raws and SmackDowns because Raws and SmackDowns are so meaningless most of the time. You should build some bigger shows and do less pay-per-views. You're just running your shows on Peacock anyway. What kind of pay-per-view revenue is WWE really drawing these days? Would it really hurt them to cut down like 4 shows, do 4 less pay-per-views, and do 4 bigger Raws or SmackDowns to just give the fans something to fucking look forward to on TV? I think it would help a business. And what any sort of little amount you lose in the pay-per-view, you're going to gain in overall, just viewership and interest anyway. So it seems better. It seems common sense, but I don't know. Okay, Malachi is saying the house always wins here. Maybe he's still upset about he's not done with the Nightmare Family he wants to take on. We're going to get Cody Black 4. Yikes. Oh, Casey Dare, Fish and Punk at Full Gear maybe based on that finish? Could be. Could be. MJF, best heel in all of pro wrestling. He's up there, man. In terms of just heel fucking harsh-ass promos and stuff, he is the best. But there's different kinds of heels, too. There's also the silent, dangerous kind, like Malachi Black. But in terms of just straight talking and shit-talking heels, yeah, he's in the best right now and has his whole career to be the best of all time, or one of the best of all time. It's got to be rough, though, staying in character just 24/7 like that. I saw him on the Jericho Cruise, and for him to have to walk around just being so MJF, I'd just get tired of it. And when you're young and enthusiastic and your whole life's ahead of you, you can do it. But as years go by, I just think it's going to get a little bit harder for him to actually remain that way. Malachi versus Brandy. There you go. Book that one in some sort of weird-ass street fight next week. I don't know, Mike Witt. Are we going to get the Wardlow turn this year? We're running out of time this year. Only 2 months left. When was the very first time that MJF teased at treating Wardlow like shit? I feel like it's been a year. Like it's been a good year, if not real close to a year. So at any point. Yeah, and MJF is going to be wrestling here. It says he's in action, so this feels like it might be one of these deals where he brings out a fake Darby Allin. How much you want to bet he's going to bring out like a little miniature Darby or a Darby impersonator and fuck him up? This might be where Darby comes back. Darby and maybe Sting too, because Sting got taken out on Saturday. So this is probably a good spot for Darby to return. Are there any other countries that might want a crown jewel type of deal, a super rich one? Possibly. There's a lot of There's a lot of money to be made in running shows where the oil is out there. There's a lot. I mean, they've done shows in Australia and stuff too, but that was just kind of like a super house show. It didn't, there wasn't real legit shit going down on that, other than like Buddy Murphy winning the cruiserweight title. Where Crown Jewel, we've seen some things go down. We've seen a couple title changes. We've gotten Brock and Roman. We've gotten some big stuff. So I just prefer none of that shit happening at all. But money's money to WWE. Oh, that's a shame, Al Ramos. I'm sorry you can't attend Dynamite in Beantown tonight. I was curious where Dynamite was. Didn't even know it was in Boston. It is funny that Charlotte and Becky had that spat because back when Brett and Shawn had their deal and Shawn left the building, Nitro was in Boston, and that fight took place in Hartford. And the fear was that Shawn, pissed off as he was going to get in his car and drive right to Nitro. Here, Dynamite is in Boston. Charlotte just had that little hiccup with WWE last Friday. Let's bring her out. We can't. It can't happen. Jay Lethal to AEW, is that what you want, Big J, or is that news? If it's what you want, I agree. If it's news, awesome. Oh, man, your streaming service doesn't have TNT. What kind of streaming service you use, Mike? I thought this was a pretty standard station. I did see that Dynamite is going to be airing. Look at this guy. Bryce Donovan. He's fabulous, ain't he? But I guess they're moving Dynamite to air at 5 p.m. here on the West Coast for all, for like cable TV. But my streaming service airs for me on time anyway, so it's not an issue for me. Oh, there's the Fiend. I see him. Finally. Dude, this fella's tall, although MJF's not that tall. Like, I'm so video game illiterate. This guy looks like what if I was trying to make a young buck and a creator wrestler, like he's what I'd make. Like, not quite the real thing. Pinned him with one finger. All right, MJF beats Lonnie Donegan, or whatever his name is. Oh, here's a promo. Spears ditching the jobber. Get your ass out of here. I know, old school jobber match. Nothing wrong with that, right? An absolute shithole. They've said shit once. We'll probably get it 2 more times. I've been to Boston. Not my favorite city, to be honest. But I love Cape Cod. Pinning shoulders on mats and banging rats. Oh, no. Ooh. I would never stick my junk in a blender. Do you have any idea the damage I would do to that blender if I did that? Fucking annihilate it. Fucking glass shattering, blades flying against the wall. It cost me $20, $50 to replace it. I'm not doing that. Not putting my junk in a blender. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Darby, I swear Darby's coming back here. So he's definitely going to bring up the Red Sox. They just got bounced, right? Oh, Briscoe Brothers coming into AEW would be great. Dalton Castle would be another cool one. Get him and Adam Page back together. Toxic Attraction had a big night last night, did they not? Wow. How about that? That's right. He did beat Page for that. Huh. Cheap heat, yeah, but it works. It's even better when you visit a city that has a team that like just lost. Like the Red Sox, right? They just got bounced by Houston. It's the same thing as Cheap Pops, which Mick Foley got. Big E got Cheap Pops on Monday. He was shouting out a whole bunch of shit that only Houston people would know. I didn't know what he was talking about, but the crowd was reacting. Oh, here's Sting. Grandpa is pissed off. I'd like to see Darby come out dressed as Sting, like in the trench coat and the bat. That would be cool. Oh, MJF, you bastard. You idiots. That wasn't as good as the Y2J entrance that he did at the pay-per-view. That was awesome. That was the best thing I'd ever fucking seen. This wasn't quite as good. Yeah, I thought Sting was coming out too. But... Oh, now the lights go out for real. This has got to be Darby. He's been off TV for too long. Yeah, how did... Oh, look at this. What the fuck am I watching? Oh. Oh. Oh, they put him through a table. Now time to break you physically. Okay. Darby must be back. He's probably in the ring when the lights come up. There's Sting. Ooh. Ooh. Bat to the jaw of Wardlow. MJF running. I knew JR was going to say scalded dog. Oh, there's Darby. Oh, wow. That's great. What was the hat on him? What was he dressed as? Fucking Mr. Gadget or something? Or Inspector Gadget? Oh, MJF ran hard. Yeah, you knew Darby was coming back tonight. That's great. Oh, he's got a thumbtack skateboard. That thing's definitely going to make an appearance in their match. Oh. If I work for AEW, I'm writing it into my contract. I don't take thumbtack skateboard shots. Oh, it's a character from The Watchmen. Yeah, see, I don't know any of this shit. I didn't know the Street Fighter character. I don't know any of the Watchmen. I thought that was already established, Full Gear. I guess not. See, I mean, it's stuff like this. I mean, even though this was okay, it wasn't the greatest thing I've ever seen, but it was pretty cool too. At the same time, they go through a little bit more just thought and process into making a match. Like just with this segment, having Darby dress up in the light out, the fake out, the second blackout, and then Sting appearing, Darby in costume in the crowd. WWE just would have done a segment, a promo, music hits, they run out, brawl, get on the mic. How about it, Full Gear? We face, and done. Just they feel like they go the extra effort a little bit, just to make a segment that's going to lead to a challenge and a match at the pay-per-view be a little bit less formulaic and a little bit more fun. And that's what we got there. I think that's why they do better in ticket sales, because fans know they're going to see something a little bit less repetitive, You know, my opinion, anyway. Hey, Luigi DeRaw Gaming, thanks for $5 more. How many times can Darby do the same spot where he gets beat up, goes away for a few weeks, then returns? I don't know. He has done it a couple of times, yeah? But I feel like we could all feel like he was going to be coming back tonight. But you got to remember, too, Darby does other things. I mean, I'm worried about Darby not having a very long wrestling career because he has so many other things that he likes to do, and he's fucking nuts, too. He's going to get himself hurt or something. So he takes little stints off here and there. You want to see me put Michael Cole through a table? I wouldn't ruin a perfectly good table with Michael Cole's body. No way. I can find far better uses for that table. By the way, tonight's snacks. Stoner Patch Dummies, watermelon flavor. They're awesome. Oh, that's awesome, Al. Rhode Island has a Comic-Con? Rhode Island is a state I've never been to. I don't even think I've driven through it for any reason. That's interesting. Comic-Con, huh? So where would that be? Like Providence? And Adam Cole is going to be there? That's awesome. You don't think about in Rhode Island much. It's up there in the Northeast with New York and Philly and Boston and all those cities. And then there's little-ass Rhode Island. Mike, the cats are great. I have them locked up tonight because they're both just a little bit too annoying today, but they're both doing good. Getting old. Bub is 12. Tito is 8. You got a feeling Lambert's going to be wrestling at Full Gear. I think based on his promos, we said that last week. They got to do something like if Inner Circle wins, somebody gets Lambert in the ring for 5 minutes or something. Or put him in the ring. Like, here's what you could do. You know, at WrestleMania 4, Bobby Heenan teamed up with the Islanders to take on the Bulldogs and Coco, I think. And they were doing the deal where Matilda was like after Bobby Heenan, like to fuck him up or something. So he wore like a dog catcher's suit that's like bite proof and shit in the match. You could have Lambert coming out, like they could put him in the match itself, and he could just come out wearing football shoulder pads and helmet or something. Just for heat. Here's Britt Baker and company. Yeah, I think Britt was on the Jericho Cruise, I'm pretty sure. I think so was Rebel. The next one is in March. Britt Baker has the best looking eyes in wrestling. Apparently, you've never seen Abaddon. I think Abaddon's got her beat. Oh, here we go. Here's is this Paige? It is. It is. It's the TNT title match. I don't think Paige is going to win this. Oh, Ethan Page, clean that booger out of your nose, man. Shit's gross. Britt versus Charlotte feud would be exciting. You would think if Charlotte came into the company, there's only one person to immediately confront. If you're the queen, you're not going to come in and do what CM Punk is doing and wrestle fucking Red Velvet for 6 fucking weeks. You're going right to the top. Who do you think is going to take the belt off of Sammy? I kind of could see an American top team person doing it. I just don't think it's going to happen right here and right now. They call him the Spanish God. Who are they? Me, JR? I call him that. Ooh. There goes Sammy. I like that Sammy is, they got this match started hot. I don't know. Mike Maxson of Pillman Jr. is going to be on TV. I haven't seen him scheduled for anything. He might have worked. He might have worked the dark taping or something. I'm sure he's in the building and probably even worked a match. Just not sure where that match is going to air. Either Dark or Elevation or here or Rampage. Who knows? Last time I've really seen him around was when he was doing the deal with MJF when they were in Cincinnati. I don't watch any of Dark or Elevation, so I'm really out of the loop as to what's going on there. I don't know what's going on with Miro. I feel like this would be a good place for Miro to return and come fuck these guys up or something. Or maybe Sammy Guevara could be like, yo, Miro, I'll make you a deal. You come join us and help us wipe out Top Team. I'll give you a title shot when all this is over or something like that. They wouldn't do that, but Adam Cole takes TNT belt from Sammy. That's a possibility if they start. I mean, they've already done Elite in Inner Circle, so that'll have to be like kind of like a standalone feud. I think Adam Cole, though, could be the one to take the belt off of Adam Page. I could almost see him going a little higher than the TNT title. I don't know if Pillman Jr. has what his dad had in terms of being a heel. He doesn't have what his dad had in terms of anything, really, but he looks a lot like him. Not quite as athletic as him, but he's very young, and he's learned, and he'll continue to get better. But I don't think he has, charisma-wise and on the mic, even anywhere close to what his dad had. But not that that can't come. You can't. Yeah, that's what you're there to do. You're there to get better, so. But if you tried to make him right now, like take Brian Pillman Jr. as he is and try to make him like another loose cannon. Snap suplex that was done pretty much 90% by Ethan Page. Oh, Tony Nese he's back in the crowd again, but he worked a dark match or an elevation match. Boy, they heard that. Some of these costumes in the audience are tripping me out. I'm not convinced that guy in that hazmat thing is Doc Brown. That's not exactly what he wore. Ooh. That was. Oh, and a good super kick to the face. Has Sammy had a successful title defense yet? I don't think he has. So he's got to win this. Yeah, Pillman Jr. and Benoit. David Benoit's got those eyes. It was just creepy as shit to see him. You definitely see his dad. But I almost feel like none of that's his fault. He just naturally looks like Chris, where Brian Jr., he facially does look a little bit like his dad, but it's the look, it's the hair, it's the, the physique. David Benoit doesn't look like he's ever seen the inside of a gym, where Pillman Jr. looked like he, set out to look like his dad, where Benoit just naturally looks like Chris. It's crazy. Oh, I'd be into that, Sonny. Tony needs to debut a new stunt granny gimmick. Finally, a stunt granny who can go. I mean, all stunt grannies are tough, but none of them have really great ring skills, and Tony Nese will change that. So I'm all about it. I need a new Stella. I'll be back in a second. back. Oh, yeah, he beat Bobby Fish. Thank you, TJ, and thank you, Divine. That's right. That was his first fucking defense. He even set that match up right after his title win, right? Yeah, sorry. I forget things very easily. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm just making sure I can be heard. I never even did check out I never even checked out the YouTube page. Yeah, okay, we're good. I guess if something was wrong, y'all would have told me. All right, we got the pitcher in pitcher there. I love Kate McKinnon. Like, love Kate McKinnon. And that's not a random comment. There's a Tostitos commercial on, and she's on it. So I wanted to tell y'all how much I loved her. Oh, what happens first? Wardlow face turn, Cody heel turn? They've been dragging their feet on both of them. Let's go Cody. I feel like Cody's moving faster. Wardlow is still just there. He's not... they're not making the whole thing with him and MJF a big deal yet. Announcers aren't even saying, like, how long is Wardlow going to allow MJF to treat him like this? Like, they're not even alluding to it. They just continue to tease. So we'll see. Hockey. What about hockey? Gymnastics. Yeah, TJ, if the Wardlow stuff happens, I feel like that will be something that will come after Full Gear because you wouldn't do that prior to the match with Darby. That would add too much distraction and unnecessary shit. But I could definitely see, because I think whatever you do here, if MJF is going to lose, he should still remain MJF. So I could see Wardlow doing something in the match to fuck up. Because I think Darby should get that win based on the way the angle is going. Last time Darby was on pay-per-view, he went down to Punk. He should have a big victory, to come back to. And if you do something like that where Wardlow fucks up and costs MJF the match, then it's not going to harm MJF. Kind of keeps him strong, and also it will make him target Wardlow as his next, next program there, I guess. And Darby will now have a big win under his belt, and he can do whatever next. Maybe a Darby and Sammy Guevara TNT title match would be super fun. Oh, I was like, what the hell? I was like, Al, what is Rick? I think you mean Rhode Island Comic-Con. Takes place in Providence, Dunkin' Donuts Center. That's awesome. I'm glad y'all have something like that to go to in Rhode Island. Very happy for you. Oh, he's going crazy. Wow. Jesus. Sammy did a shooting star from the top to the floor prior to doing the Shawn Michaels SummerSlam 2002. I'm out of my fucking mind. Shit. That was great. Getting some crazy spots and back-to-back nights. I still think Io Shirai's ladder bump was a little gnarlier than what Sammy did, but still very cool looking. Oh, yeah. Divine, MJF, and Punk. From a microphone perspective, whew, Jesus. That would be the Kurt Angle versus Chris Benoit version of a promo, you know? Just perfection. Oh, he's going for the, what does he call his thing? GTH, yeah. Wow. Man, Page is using his strength now. Oh, you're in a suburb of Boston? Go to New Jersey and Boston, Rhode Island. I go to all those conventions. That is one good, I think, good thing about living up there, too, is that you are in really close driving range to a lot of big markets and cities. You know, where here, shit's more spread out. It takes you fucking 12 hours to drive up to San Francisco. I'm only an hour and a half or so away from L.A., but other than that, you know, you got to go pretty far to get to Phoenix or Vegas or whatever. When you're up there, you know, New York and Philly and Boston, they're all in arm's reach. So if you live in that area and there's a big event in any of those cities, you can go. And that's kind of nice. Sack of taters. Oof. Turn poor Sammy inside out. Thank you, Marcus. You're timing this, or they're saying it and I'm not hearing it. 5 minutes remaining in this match. I feel based on the issue between these two factions, doing a time limit would seem weird. I'd have somebody run in before it gets to that. I called MJF a Walmart Miz when I first saw him. That's what I thought he was, but he's holding his own, although he's no Miz. Oh my God, I knew that was going to be scary, especially after what we saw from Lance Archer. Shooting star press missed. And he pins him right on. Sammy rolls him up. Kind of a scary Rana from the top. I wouldn't call it a botch, but it was close to landing badly. Oh, here we go. Now you'll see the guys coming in. So Sammy just caught Ethan with roll-up, beats him clean. And here's where we'll get some inner circle and top team guys running out, I'm sure. Here comes Scorpio. Damn, he took down Sammy and is pounding him. Uh-oh. Oh, hey, look at AEW playing a song during a run-in. Not my favorite thing, as you guys know. But they're still not nearly as guilty at it as it is WWE is. So I'll let this one slide. But don't make this shit a habit. Yeah, fresh off the cruise. Looks like they had a pretty good time. I wasn't that impressed with the lineup on this one. And there's some bad reports of some difficulties boarding now with the COVID protocols. But when I went a year or so ago, it was a blast. We'll definitely go again one day. Was Tony Nese just caught singing Judas? I think he was. I think AEW's excuse for using entrance music for this run-in is so the fans can sing. Generally, as you guys know, I am not a fan of that. I hate it. But WWE does it. AEW doesn't do it that much. This is one of the few times they actually do, where WWE does it every fucking time. I think I just saw Tony walk off headset, so he might be set for another interview. Yeah, see, they just play the music so the fans can pop and sing. Oh, I see the "We Want Wyndham" sign in the crowd. That's cool. Look at Jericho running. I missed it. Did it look funny? He probably did. Hey, when I'm 51, I'm probably going to run funny too. And I'm only a few years away from that. And TJ, when you're 51, you're going to run like a fool too. We're going to be 3 51-year-old running fools. Jericho's out of breath. Well, he ran like 30 feet. It's tough on 51-year-olds, you know? Two kids in the front rows are plants? What do you mean, like ficus? Rhododendrons? What did he just say about Scorpio and some dated insult? Good to see Santana Ortiz out there, too. They're not backed up by their little MMA boys? Beat your meat. I didn't hear what Jericho said. If we know this. I thought this was already made. Oh, yeah, November 13th is the Full Gear. That's in Minneapolis. I thought they already did this proposal last week. I must be missing something. Okay, so they're going to make this official. Minneapolis street fight. We knew they had to do a gimmick. Some people thought Stadium Stampede. I thought Blood and Guts. Turns out it's going to be a Minneapolis street fight. How bad can the streets of Minneapolis be? Pumpkin-headed dipshit, Dan Lambert. Ooh, kendo sticks up their backsides. Like Minneapolis, the streets of Minneapolis, what is it? Like a bunch of white people throwing sauerkraut at each other? Like how dangerous can it be? It's balls cold, I know that. Yeah, Sweet Emotion. Give me some 70s, baby. He's singing the song. I love it. All right, Jericho's jacked, wearing the sneakers too. He's got some pretty expensive kicks on himself, man. All right, so there you go. Minneapolis street fight, Full Gear. Tony Khan. Oh, look at this. Eddie and Danielson. I like it. Yeah, these guys are opponents. Mm.
After that, you never know what I'm going to do. And I'm not trying to get locked up because I'm trying to live a dream. You don't tell me about hard work until you walked a mile in my shoes, partner. And guess what? I'm done talking. And I'm done listening. Excuse my back.
Okay, Eddie Kingston. Does not seem very happy.
That's the Eddie Kingston I want to see.
Danielson's cool with it. Eddie should have stayed here for this. Why is Brian talking to the camera when Eddie was just right there? Tell yourself 1 year ago we'd be getting a Bryan Danielson, Eddie Kingston match. I would have said, what? Get out of here. Get out. Yeah, Lambert's head does look like a pumpkin. I agree. Mike Witt, if you had entrance music when you entered the restaurant, what would you choose? Oh, that's easy. Bop by Hanson. 100%. I'd be rocking that shit coming in there. Women wouldn't even be able to handle themselves. Divine Ricks, thanks, dude. $5 more coming in from you. Can't thank you enough. Hey, Greg, I have to say this. The influence Eddie Guerrero has on this industry is amazing. Both AEW and WWE always pay tribute to him in some way, with Full Gear falling on the anniversary of his death in the same city that he died in, as we talked about this weekend. I think they will probably do something nice for him at Full Gear. Maybe Chavo and Vicky will do something prior to the show, like for the live crowd or something that might make the way to the internet for us to see. Maybe they do some sort of a on-air tribute to Eddie in some way. We'll see, but I think they probably will. I think Eddie's death, I always said, is like the generation after me's Owen Hart. It's like the one that they took the hardest from. And I loved Eddie Guerrero. Don't get me wrong, but like the younger generation, fans one generation younger than me seemed to really put Eddie up there high. So, love that for him. He was awesome. Paige will ever show up in AEW? I don't know. I don't know what the hell Paige is doing either. She seems interested in returning to the ring, but I don't know how long she's locked up in this WWE contract for. It seems like she's been there forever. So whenever she can get out of there, I think as long as she can wrestle and she's cleared to wrestle by doctors, I think absolutely she'll show up in AEW. I can see it. WWE might have her locked in until 2030 for all we know. But she's somebody that they have no reason to keep under contract. They kept her under contract years ago because of the movie. But now it's like, what the fuck, you know? They're just, it's spite. I think she would love to be completely free of them, but she's not. Yeah, I like how big of a role Shivani has. Like, he's all over the place. I mean, he's on commentary and he's up from commentary to go back and do interviews either backstage or in the ring. And you didn't see that like on Raw back in the day. Like Jim Ross or Lawler wouldn't leave headset to go backstage and do an interview. They'd have somebody back there doing that. So Shivani, he's a worker, man. He earns his money. Oh, yo, by the way, that thumbs up like thing, give that a like. If Eddie was with us, would he be in AEW with Jericho? Just depends on his health. I think, yeah. But then again, he could be WWE for life by this point. Maybe have had a couple more world title reigns. And curious what Benoit would do, too. These guys would all be in their 50s, though, you know. Mm-hmm. I agree with what Penta's saying. Totally. Yep. Phoenix, I can't understand you. I'm sorry. Can you let Penta talk again? Something about Full Gear. I didn't catch the rest. Why are you wearing gloves? I don't recall Shivani taking a bump either, Mike. None of the WCW announcers took any serious bumps from the NWO except for Bischoff, from what I remember. But then after that, like they didn't fuck with Heenan. Oh, here comes Serena. I love her. I'm rooting for her again, even though I think Sheeta's going to win this time. Love that last week when Punk was on commentary and he said it's a fabulous head of hair she's got. That was great stuff. I love Serena Deeb. She bonked her on the head with the trophy. That was sweet. Yeah, that was the last time we were here on Wednesday for the watch along was when that happened. I always love those tweets that they ask you, like, oh, if you could only pick 2 or whatever. I always just try to come up with the craziest response. At all these wrestling shows, every wrestling show that currently exists, like Dynamite and Raw and SmackDown and Rampage, and if you could only pick, you can only keep 3. And I picked 3 main events. Holy Sheeta. Sheeta's kind of funny. It's hard to take her seriously as like intense. She doesn't have that real intense vibe to her. She just feels so babyface-ish right to her core, but we'll see. She's also pissed, so. I love that. I'm glad that AEW is not doing Susan G. Komen. Whatever they just announced there for the breast cancer, it's some Jacksonville-based charity, and that's awesome. Don't donate to Susan G. Komen. Give it to another breast cancer research funding. Give her all the gold. I'm totally into giving Serena all the gold. Damn, Vash, you were playing SmackDown versus Raw 2008 today. I was already, I'd say 15 years removed, maybe even longer, from playing video games by the time 2008 even arrived. Ooh, Sheeta sent Deeb to the outside. I have Nintendo games. And I have another one, too. Of games. But if you ever want to know what Greg Morgan knows about video games, that's about the extent of it. Well, I like that at least Sheeta definitely feels like she's a little different than she was the first time. Ooh, big superplex. That took strength. That's a big bump for the ladies to take. I mean, they don't weigh nearly as much as the men. And those bumps on their bones, it's got to be amplified so much more. So I always just like respect when they do something, a spot like that. I'm like, damn. Yeah, I played a little bit of Techno Bowl. Don't currently have it, though, but I've got the NES. I also have the Mini as well. Like this thing. I got this little guy to play all the classics if I don't want to, put an actual game in. And I play the games on a Retron 5 emulator type of thing that plays physical cartridges. You can play Sega, Genesis shit on there and stuff. So my little nostalgia corner of my office setup here. I actually haven't played anything in quite a while, but whenever I'm trying to think of ideas for videos or just need a break from editing or just have any sort of downtime at all, or maybe I'm staying up late at night and, want to burn one and do something random, I pop in and fucking Mario 3, man, and get to it. E.T. on the Atari was the pinnacle of video games. My God. You know what? It's too hard to get to right now, but I have 3 ETs on Atari right up there. I can reach it. I can reach the box that it's in, but there's like 100 Atari games in there. I don't want to sift through that, but they're in there. Pac-Man. I got lots of Pac-Mans too. I think I got Pac-Man. Look right here. So here's the other tower of NES games. Is different than the one I showed you, and I'm pretty sure Pac-Man. Where the hell is Pac-Man? Right there. Oh, these are all going to fall out. Pac-Man. But I also have Pac-Man on Atari and all the other ones too. But this one has, in terms of wrestling games, Pro Wrestling Classic. That's probably my favorite one. And then I've got the WWE ones, which suck. And that's all I have for wrestling. I can beat this game, Paperboy, with no deaths. I can do a no-death beat on this game. I've done it a few times. I can beat pretty much everything I have. But anyway. For my birthday in 1988, I got, or it was 87, I got the NES action set with the fucking gun and the Mario and Duck Hunt and all that shit. It was the best. No, Al Ramos, not a big movie guy. Also, not a big Star Wars guy either. I saw Star Wars in the theater as a child and never watched really Star Wars again. I've seen Empire and Return of the Jedi like on TV throughout the years as I've lived my life, but never really watched the movies and don't know. I know the very bare basics. I know Vader and Skywalker and Han Solo and Princess Leia and Jabba the Hutt and shit like that, but I don't understand their characters very much beyond that. So I'm real dumb. I know I'm just really good. The controls, Vash and Paperboy, are odd, and I just had a knack for it. Like I picked it up real quick, and I'm just like a whiz at that game. And I don't even play it much, but every time I play it, I pick it right back up like I never stopped playing it. As a matter of fact, I actually have it. The no death run, one of my no deaths runs, I have recorded on a DVD recorder, but back when I had my old NES hooked up, probably like 10 years ago. So I actually have the footage of me beating it with no deaths. Ooh, I like that camera angle, that missile dropkick. That's a different one. I haven't seen that from AEW before. I love watching Ref Aubrey, because when I see like the complaints and criticisms of her, whenever I watch her referee, I always think of Brian Hildebrand. She is so very similar to him, and he's so widely beloved and considered one of the greatest referees ever. But fans create these fake ideas in their head, to fuel their anti-AEW agenda, and they're just dumb ones. I'm like, what are you bitching about her ref style? Like you know how to fucking referee a match, like you know anything about what you're talking about. My God. Ooh, good back elbows. I like that this is super competitive. Ooh, I like how she crossed her hands on the German. Oh, watch out. Watch your neck, girl. Oof. Al Ramos, yeah, I remember those. We probably shouldn't do those anymore. Oof. Yeah, Serena blocked that spinning knee. Oh my God, good fucking leg wrench. She made that look so good. And Serena's wearing pink and black. How can I not root for her here? Ooh, ugly bump too she took. Yeah, she tripped herself up over under that bottom rope and fell head first. Yeah, and that, Al, my life is also very different than it was, 3 or 4 years ago. So, kind of, there might be different ears and eyeballs on these videos. You know what I mean? So, we can't be that crazy anymore. I'm glad Serena seems to be perfectly fine after that nasty spill. Sheeta's powdering out, though. She might need a minute to... Good, Serena. Go after that leg. Be some shit if Serena wins again. I can't see it happening, but... Yes, and she's doing the figure four on the ring post like Brett. I love it. But the stairs are in the way. Shut up, Tony. That's my line. I hate that when, have you ever, I hate when you like hashtag something and then it drops down, but there's always hashtags that are like misspelled. I hate it when I accidentally. Yeah, she got out of that. She's got the figure. Oh, inverted figure four. I was like, what is she doing? That's like a sharpshooter figure four invert combo. Come on, Sheeta, tap, girl. Look at Serena fighting. She's gonna make it. She's got the ropes. She's good. This is great. Fans are into it. This is a fucking great match. Oh, she. Oh, okay. Oh, look at this. Inside cradle. Oh, and she kicked out. I was about to say Serena's going to steal it. Nice. Pinned her. Great shit. I'm just tweeting my approval of what a fantastic match that was. Ah. Deeb, come on, man. Ah. Wow, Serena, look at this heel move. Tearing her knee up. This girl's got to just advanced in the tournament. She's going to put her at a huge disadvantage now. Where's these brackets? I had them pulled up. Who's Sheeta's opponent? This might be a good way to give Sheeta's next round opponent a win without having to full-blown beat her, you know what I mean? I think I have it still saved from the Winged Eagle the other day. Winged Eagle, or there it is right there. So, okay, so Sheeta's going to face Nyla Rose. Okay, Nyla Rose gets that bye. Nyla's going to beat her for sure, right? Oh, Leo Rush and Dante, what do they got to say? Yeah, Serena kicked her leg out of her leg, didn't she, TJ? Sneaky, sneaky Serena. I love it. I like this Serena. Leo is so good. I'm glad he's there. Oh, I'm sorry, Divine. I'll go back and get that super chat in 1 second. I would have seen it. I just haven't been on this. I was busy tweeting. Tweeting's very important, as you know. Okay. Words of wisdom from Leo. You know what I don't know? I admittedly don't know this. Why is Lio Rush able to be Lio Rush? I guess he owns his own name. He must have taken those steps, right? I know he worked as Lio Rush, right, prior to coming into WWE. So I guess I shouldn't say why does he own Lio Rush? Why did WWE not change his name? That's what I should say, because I know that's not his real legal name, but it's what he was using. So I'm surprised WWE kept it and didn't change it and made it something stupid. Oh, I agree, Marcus. She had that other great match over the summer back at Daly's place. It was the outside match. It was all fucking sweaty and crazy. Who did she face? That match was incredible. That might have been Sheeta. No, I don't think it was Sheeta. I forgot what it was, but it was fucking hell of a match. So good. Yeah, Dante looked like he was a dog that was in trouble, that just ate something he shouldn't have. Like he didn't have a very good look on his face at all. Divine, let me find that super chat I forgot about earlier. You are doing a great job tonight, my friend. $5 again, man. Thanks. You are right, man. I was so young when Owen died, but I did take the Eddie death hard. The only wrestler I was truly devastated to hear. That's what I noticed. And I've told the story a million times like that. Eddie's death actually made me take a brief hiatus from wrestling. Not total hiatus, but just not a crazy, obsessive wrestling fan. I stopped watching the show religiously, eyeballed it a little bit, looked up results on the internet. I would still watch the pay-per-views, but I wasn't as ingrained in as I was, and it was because Eddie's death was, at that time, I felt was like just too many deaths. Little did we know that was, there's been so many more since then. I got some glitching out on my stream here on this California Pizza Kitchen. Oh, there we go. So I was almost had the opposite effect. Yes, I was devastated because I loved Eddie and stuff, but I was also pissed because I was sick and tired of seeing so many people that I like, because by that point we had already lost Rude, Perfect, Davey Boy, Owen, Pillman. A lot of guys had already died, and by that it was scarring me enough. So Eddie was like the last straw for me, but there would be a lot more straws, as we would see. But yeah, that's what I've noticed from the generation after me, is that not that my generation doesn't take Eddie's deaths hard, we do, but the people younger really struggled with it, and it reminds me of how I felt when Owen died and when Pillman died and stuff. So just different. Uso's younger brother debuted on NXT last night. Didn't catch that. All I saw was the Tommaso Ciampa and Braun Breaker match. They did not pull the trigger on Breaker. Surprised a lot of people, but also might be the right call. It's a debate on that. I'm okay with the call. Probably the right thing to do. The kid's like 22 years old or something. Maybe just a little bit early. Ciampa's a veteran. He should win. I think this was maybe a way to get a look at him in a main event setting, or build to him eventually winning the title in a journey where he learns from his mistakes and then, redeems himself in the end, type of thing. Toxic Attraction crushed it. Mandy Rose, new NXT Women's Champion, beating Raquel Gonzalez with help from Dakota Kai. And Lacey Jane or something, and Gigi Dolan. How hot is Gigi Dolan? Jesus. They won the ladder match in that really sick bump that Io Shirai took, and they're your new tag team champions. So they are basically made like a female Undisputed Era. Essentially, it feels like, with Mandy Rose and company there. So that seems like it's good stuff. Ladder match was great. Real dangerous. All right, let's see what 10 can do against Moxley here. Timothy Thatcher going heel on Ciampa? Maybe, but man, they've already had their issue. I always thought Thatcher could be like the modern day Chris Benoit, and they should push him as that, like put him on the main roster as a championship contender and stuff, but they're not. They're never going to do that with him. Speaking of guys going heel, Mr. Moxley seems like a good candidate for that. Damn, Moxley. Treated that fan like shit. Push me out of the way, asshole. I mean, Dean Ambrose. I'll shove Mitch up your ass. He is 44-1. All right, that's 44-1 draw. That's crazy. Yeah, I think he's going to make relatively quick work of 10. Although, is Moxley feuding with anybody? Somebody could come out here and cost him the match. I got to think the 10's going to lose here, but I think the Dark Order is going to win the main event tonight with a little bit of help from Adam Page. Yeah, Mox is definitely beefed up a lot. Remember how skinny he was, like when he came in? Oh, he's tearing off. Must you bite him? Man, I'm glad -1 ain't out there. Moxley might paradigm shift the little fella. Who the hell is Juicy Joan? Never met her. Oh, he is busted open. Jesus. How do you get busted open with a mask on? He bladed too hard. Oof. You just need to take that whole thing off. You might as well. This is a very interesting looking mask or match with this guy with a hole in his mask and bleeding from it. Moxley and Danielson at Full Gear. You're probably right. And this was essentially a squash. Moxley beat him with an inch of his life, and he's leaving the same way he came in. Damn it, that fan got abused again. Jesus, Mox. That's a very Stone Cold Steve Austin type of match he had there. Yeah, I think 10 might have overdone it on the cutting of the skin. They might have, based on that, I mean, they might have gone home a touch early, although the way that match was set up, it feels like it was supposed to be a squash the whole time. Yeah, Moxley's teeth didn't cause the blood. The blade job did, but it was designed to look like he bit him, that's for sure. I don't know, TJ. The same thing happened to me. It happened with Austin and Rock. Austin, I was watching a no-holds-barred match at ringside at a house show between Rock and Austin, and Austin threw the Rock into the barricade, and it slammed and smashed into my elbow and hurt me. And it hurt for like a couple days, and it felt great. Whenever somebody asked about what was wrong with my elbow, I said, The Rock did it. Felt awesome. I don't sue. You got to be tough. Don't be a bitch. Take it. It's part of being there. It's part of the fun. You get to tell people now that Moxley kicked a barricade into you, and it was awesome. Suing's for pussies. Top Guys promo, okay. Lights are out. Oh, is this Cody? Do we have to hear his song and sing it and stuff? We might find out, Divine, who's going to feud with Cody next, although it seems like Black isn't done with the Nightmare family quite yet, so we'll see. Oh, he's coming up from the thing? Oh, Cody. How can this guy not be a heel? He's got to be a heel. Look at him. He's fucking ridiculous. Like, look at all this pyro. It's Cody. It's not Austin. Yeah, Mike. I just think, yeah, The Rock bashed my elbow with a steel barrier sounds a lot better than The Rock hit my arm and I sued him. Oh, yeah. Cats is probably better if you're typing that, Victor. Derrick Rose.
Won the MVP again.
Won the ring.
So, her name is Candace.
Candace Parker. She's still around. Didn't they just win a title? I always thought Candace Parker was so gorgeous. I always had a crush on Candace Parker. Cody's in the ring, by the way, on this picture-in-picture. I don't know if the crowd's cheering for him or what. No, Arn's wearing a vest. Can you wear a vest and also be tough? I don't know. If anybody can, Arn can. Oh, Nick, you're heading back from Orlando tomorrow, back to Tennessee. Right on. Have some barbecue sauce in my honor. Or whatever is famous in Tennessee. I've camped in the Smoky Mountains, but never been full-blown over into the Tennessee area. Why don't we like Cody Rhodes anymore, kayfabe-wise? Because he's up his own ass. He's very self-indulgent. I think he thinks he's more important than he is. He needs to be way more humble. He needs to stop crying in promos. Other than that, his face, clothes, tattoos, what he wears, how he talks, how he looks. Other than that, everything's fine with Cody. Britt and Cole versus Charlotte and Andrade. That is only one piece of talent away from actually being a possibility. Cody's getting booed out there. Oh, yeah, we're coming back now. So we'll see what he has to say and if anybody interrupts him here. After this, I'm assuming we're going to get that main event because it's already the bottom of the hour. It's got to be heel turn. I hope you're right, Ratnick. What are you saying, Cody? Do you really think that tattoo through, man?
I hear old wrestling managers shouting at clouds on social media, and I heard you this Saturday. I had one of the best wrestlers in the world, Malachi Black. I hooked under one arm. I hooked under the other arm. Ultimately, I would hit a Tiger Driver 98, as Excalibur pointed out so beautifully. For a brief moment.
Malachi sold that perfectly, too.
For a glimmer, I thought about hitting a very different move.
What, a pedigree?
And what would happen? What would happen had I hit that move? Would I have popped up? Would I have sneered? Would I have abused my executive vice president role? Would I have broken the covenant between you and I, challenged for the world title, and won the world championship? Do you want to know why I didn't?
Why?
Because respectfully, that's too easy.
Is he like throwing shade at Triple H here?
The matches would be hard, but that is the easy way out.
Didn't Triple H just have like heart surgery?
I feel like as a fan, you have your right to do whatever you want. You can cheer. You can boo.
Boo. They're like, we're going to boo.
Narrative for the true narrative. Nobody has any problem acknowledging the man
Ooh.
who signs the checks, but please
Bray Wyatt just tweeted out 2 more days. Which is Friday, but ooh, how does that work? What if the show doesn't air until your no-compete is up?
that's the easy way. It's not in my nature. Do yourself a favor. I put myself in your shoes. Put yourself in mine for one night here, all right?
Cody, you have red, white, and blue shoes. Yeah, please throw those away.
Think about it. I grew up in front of you.
You'll find those on eBay tomorrow for $8.
No knee pads, no muscles. I've got a wife that's too hot for me. I've got a brother that, if you honestly think about it, bell to bell, he's a Hall of Fame player.
Yeah, Cody, Dustin, it's hard to beat. Don't start crying, Cody. I can't handle it. I can't even look at you. He doesn't want the easy way out. Okay, noted. He will not turn. Ugh. Come on, Cody. Lay into Arn. Wipe him out. Give us a Cody Rhodes versus Arn Anderson match next week on Dynamite. You're pandering, Cody. That's okay.
So if anybody thought that maybe I got a little Hollywood, that I got away from where my eyes should be,
Nobody thought you got a little Hollywood, Cody. Nobody at all.
I apologize to everyone in the Nightmare family. Brooke Havoc, Dylan, Sean Dean, Lee Johnson, Brock Anderson, my own brother, and Sir.
Uh-oh, here he goes.
If I've never told you, allow me to tell you right now.
Uh-oh.
It is a damn honor to stand in the ring with you. I apologize. You were right.
Is he going to level him? No, it's got to be Andrade. Hollywood, Florida, maybe. Yeah, I agree. No, Marcus. I actually every criticism of Cody actually comes from a loving place. My criticism of Cody is actually kind of lovingly done. I don't truly dislike him. I always try to make that disclaimer before I say anything about him because we do love Cody on this channel. You make a stupid choices. That's a stupid tattoo. We might like Cody, but Andrade ain't wrong there. Look at me. I'm looking at you, Andrade. Yeah, where's Malachi, you know? They've already teased that alliance. I feel like we'll see him next. Make Cody his little bitch. Lights out. Here we go. It's got to be Malachi. There he is, right next to him. Ooh, missed in the face. Look at Arn going after. Is that Jose? Is that his name with the neck brace? It's possible, Divine. You just heard what I said. Bray Wyatt tweeted out, right? 3 minutes ago, he tweeted out 2 days. Here comes Pac. Little beach. I know, yeah. I don't think that counts. If they're only allowed to say bitch like a certain amount of times, they have a loophole there. Like, no, he said beach. Andrade just really likes the beach. So what kind of match can we get out of this? Who are all the moving parts here? Pac, Cody, and Arn against Malachi, Andrade, and Jose. 6-man next week. Give me a 6-man. That is his name, right, Jose? I'm not crazy. They were wooing Andrade, yep. Next Wednesday, Mox and Cassidy, semifinals. Dark Order versus Elite is up next, main event. Don't go anywhere where I'm going to go to the bathroom. Excalibur, hate to disappoint you. Y'all hang tight. I'll be right back in 1 minute.
Hi, welcome to Sonic. May I take your order? 2 Sonic grilled cheese double burgers.
I'm on it.
Order up.
Sonic grilled cheese double burger ready for pickup. Jake from State Farm, it's the least I can do. You really did me a solid with that, minor markdown on my insurance.
Here's the deal, Maya. State Farm offers everyone surprisingly great rates. No, really, there are no markdowns, just great rates.
All right. I am back. Thank you for your patience. I was only gone like not even a minute. Yeah, Roderick, I agree. I like that they let us know what we're going to see. Back in the early days of Raw, you used to see that a lot because they would tape Raw. So when they've already taped the show, they can tell you the matches we're going to see. So a lot of times at the end of Raw, back in like the early 90s, they would run through what you'll see next week. Back then, it was only an hour-long show, though. So I'm just glad that they kind of have, their ideas in place. They know they know where they want to go multiple weeks in advance. And that really is how you tell the best stories. And WWE used to be able to do that. They used to be good at that, but then the product moved too fast for, their storytelling to be able to keep up with, and it just became too much, became overwhelming to where creative became an afterthought. Creative seems to be a little more important in AEW, which is good. What's up, Spaz? Thanks for the 5. Neville, Stardust, Almas, and Alistair. This is the best Raw ever. Man, could you imagine all these guys in the ring back then when they all had those gimmicks? Crazy. That tweet right there, that super chat that Spaz makes is such a perfect illustration of just how truly fast the business moves and how you can think about what we're talking about right now. We saw Bryan Danielson and Eddie Kingston next week, right? So think about envisioning that match a year ago. You wouldn't even think it was possible, but here we are. So think of where we're going to be 2 years from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now. Who's going to be in what company? Who's going to be from WWE and AEW now and vice versa. Shit changes rapidly, very volatile. The Dapper Yapper. Here comes Dark Order. We haven't seen Hangman Page all night. He absolutely will be making an appearance in this match. What is John Silver? You're going to show up to a fight wearing that? I mean, it's totes adorbs and everything, but fuck. This is a fight, son. Oh, God. Oh, my God, they're hopping on this. Oh, I love that Colt Cabana's doing Cutler. That's fucking great. I've still heard or read no reports on the relationship between CM Punk and Colt Cabana. It's been a couple months now. I'm dying to know. Clearly they see each other and talk to each other. I mean, is shit cool? Or do they steer clear of each other? Or have they just agreed, we're still not friends, but we work here together, so we got to coexist? Sorry, I vowed never to say that word again, and I just did. So what are they, all little cowboys? So Evil Uno looks like he's a cowboy. John Silver's a little adorable deer. He's Bambi. He's fucking Bambi. That's who he is. Colt is Cutler. And what the fuck is Grayson? Is he like War Raiders or Viking Raider? Oh, they're the Ghostbusters. I can't believe they didn't pay for the Ghostbusters theme. This is a knockoff Ghostbusters theme. I love it, though. Oh, it might be a song, just a remix or something. I do like this, though. That's pretty good. This is fabulous. Oh, no. Do they have their little guns and they didn't go off? Wouldn't be surprised if one of those things was like a legit cattle prod. Who's coming out behind him? Look at these guys. Oh, it's Nakazawa and is that Cutler in the Stay Puff? This is crazy. I love they got the name tags. The big ass baby. You know, there's an interesting story for those who are old enough to know who these musical artists are. But the Ghostbusters theme song was originally offered to Huey Lewis, but he turned it down to do Back to the Future instead, to help with the soundtrack there. So they basically got somebody else to do the Ghostbusters song, but the Ghostbusters song is actually a knockoff of Huey Lewis' I Want a New Drug. And if you know that song and how it sounds, it has the same beat as the Ghostbusters song. So the guy who sang the Ghostbusters song, I believe, had to pay Huey Lewis all the fucking money that he made off the Ghostbusters song because he stole I Want a New Drug. So look up, or later tonight, find I Want a New Drug by Huey Lewis on YouTube and listen to the beat. It's dun, 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 dun. It's the same thing. It's pretty cool. So it's a whole little story there about Ghostbusters. Fun fact for those. But I forget the name of the guy that sang the actual Ghostbusters song. But they kind of sampled I Want a New Drug to make it. And it's just so ironic because Huey Lewis was initially offered to make the song. When he turned it down, they stole one of his own. Crazy. Ed Parker Jr., that might be it. Sounds familiar. So this is full blown. So we got a lot of costumes. So Silver is wearing this Bambi shit. And the Elite is going to wrestle in their Ghostbusters gear. What are they, like the Elite Busters? What the fuck is Stu Grayson supposed to be? Or is that just what he wears? That's just what his normal shit. Yeah, exactly, Alex. It's a knockoff. It was already a knockoff, so it's a knockoff of a knockoff. But I remember when I read that story, I was like, I've never thought about that. I'm like, yeah, I Want a New Drug. That song does very closely resemble. I'd never put that together until I read the story like 10 years ago. And I was like, that's fucking crazy. I want a new drug, one that won't make me sick. It's the same shit. It's the same song. Okay, thank you for that slap chat, because I wouldn't have known. He's Kratos from God of War video game. Okay. See, I don't know who that is. I just thought he borrowed Sheamus's Tanner and got his hands on a can of spray paint. Did he draw those abs on him, or he really has those? Oh, no kidding, Spaz. Yeah, shit. I guess you're right. I noticed Ciampa's, so he's the same cosplay as Ciampa from last night. Interesting. Well, that probably sucks for Grayson. He's like, son of a bitch, Ciampa stole my thing, and he goes on TV a day early. That's really funny. Oh, how bad could that have hurt? Was there a big baby in Ghostbusters? I know there's a baby in the second one. I don't know what Nakazawa even is. That's interesting. I'm so glad I have y'all here to educate me on some of these characters. Like sometimes, like remember when Xavier Woods would be really into dressing his people on like pay-per-views? I would never know who he was. Everybody in Twitter would have to tell me because I'm like, who the fuck? Oh, what is Uno doing? He's riding Matt. God, it's got to be sweltering wrestling in those things. Cowboy shit. We're not going to go this whole show and not see fucking cowboy shit. Is that, I can't tell, but is the horse that they rode in on, the two-person horse, still out there? Because if it's there at ringside, I bet you anything Adam Page is underneath the horse costume. Yeah, Colt. Damn, that's a nice pose right there. Oh, the baby is Adam Cole Baby. I get it. Thank you, Spaz. Took me a minute. Thanks for the $2. Final break of the night. 10 minutes left. Yeah, see when they were Dragon Ball Z? I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck that is. It's like, it's Dragon what? I don't know. I don't get it. Yeah, I can't keep track. It's almost like kind of nice. It's nice being a little bit older and just not having to keep up with anything like mainstream or trends or anything like that. I don't give a fuck about fashion. I have no idea. Musical acts and like the music is shit. Every fucking song I hear is like, why does every song sound like this? I just can't stand it. I'm such a grandpa. But in a lot of ways, it makes life so much easier to navigate through. I'm like, just give me some 70s, 80s, 90s music in the car. Give me some pro wrestling. Give me a very basic understanding of how to work the internet and live streaming and some TV. And give me an iPhone. Other than that, I don't need much. And y'all, because when I have a question about this shit, this is what you guys are for. Dairy Queen. Is that what I'm watching right now? A Dairy Queen commercial? This looks like something else. It looks like a karaoke commercial or something. Oh, it's a Walmart commercial. Or I had to watch a Walmart commercial. Maybe I missed the Dairy Queen one. Thanks, Vash. You're mad cool. That's good, right? I'm kidding. No, actually, I'm not totally unhip. I'm pretty cool. I'm pretty laid back, and I've lived a fun life. Let's just say that. But when it comes to just, I guess, like pop culture, you know, that's where I really am clueless. Like, what's the name? What's the one, the musical artist they're trying to get? They tried to get at SummerSlam. The girl. Fuck, like her, who's like super popular. I don't know one of her songs. I couldn't pick one out in a lineup. Oh, they're going to do the kiss spot on the split screen? That kind of robs us, man. Oh, Cardi B. That's who I'm thinking of. Like Cardi B. Like, I don't even know what the fuck Cardi B is. Who the fuck? I know I'd hate her if I listened to any of her songs. What's up, Spaz? Yeah, thank you, Slapjack. Thanks, Spaz, for the $5. What do you call a documentary about orange juice? Pulp nonfiction. Also, something cheap plug, something. Yes, go. Please subscribe over to Spaz Phoenix's channel and check him out. More discussion. And probably a lot more detail than some of the shit we get in here half the time. All right, we are back to live action here. We got the Ghostbusters versus the fucking Oddities. Oh. Hey, Kenny saved that spot. Good job, Omega. That's why you're the world champ. Wow. That was excellent. Stu basically walked on top of the Bucks to get to Kenny to head scissor him over, but he wasn't in a very good position, but Kenny made it happen and rolled through it. But then he came up with a great like Matrix-like duck and double kick to the Bucks. Moonsault by Boom, boom. Who's pregnant? Oh, cardio? Well, good for her. I'm sure she'll raise a completely fucked up kid with probably the worst sense of reality you could ever ask in a youngster. Oh, look at that. No way, that's not the finish. We got 7 minutes left, baby. Oh. I love that Silver wears the Bambi thing. Oh, nice counter by Silver. Oh, man, and a rolling senton on the floor. Who was that, Cole? Look at him go. This is very... Cesaro started this whole trend. Nice. Big German. Well, Silver's a strong fella, man. I mean, he's short as shit, but, man, he's strong. Ooh. He's like a little male Layla Hirsch. Thanks, Michael Kumo, for the $5, man. That's not that much of a hot take. Everybody loves Slimer. That guy was fucking plastered everywhere, marketed everywhere. Ecto Cooler and the High C, and that fucking thing was all over TV and cartoons. Oh, wow. No. I was about to say, I feel like we'll get the finish like 2 minutes before we go off air. Enough time for Cole or Paige to run out. How is Evil Uno's hat staying on? Jesus, it stayed on. It's like a Mr. Fuji hat. Oh, down goes the ref. Knocks out. Knocks. What's that ref's name? Ref's not Mike Knox. Mike Knox is, what's his fuck, right? What's it? Rick Fox? Rick Knox. Rick Knox. Yeah, Rick Knox. I don't know. Oh, Lord. Oh, Evil ripped his triple nut shot. That is 6 bruised testicles simultaneously. Yikes. Oh, Sunny Man, it could be Velcro, but I kind of think it's magic. Really, magic is the only explanation. Oh, the proton packs or photon packs or whatever. The protein packs are on. Let's waste these guys. Send them into the little thing. What if they could do an effect and actually do it? Oh, they proton pack slammed them. Wouldn't you want to flip them over and have the bump on the hard part of the protons? This has still got to hurt like shit, though. Oh, God. God, hopefully there wasn't anything blunt, you know, or in that. Oh, Magic was your second guess. Okay, yeah, well, it's the second one. Oh, here comes. This has got to be Paige at some point. Who are these fucking guys? Oh, it's Reynolds, and I didn't recognize him. That's got to be. Is he gonna rip it off to reveal it's Paige? Kind of looks like him. Oh no. Oh, it's gonna be one. It's gonna be. Who's missing from the Elite? Please tell me it's like their dad or something. It's Don Callis. Oh, no, it's Cutler. Okay. I was thinking Cutler was... Oh, Paige's Marshmallow Man. Paige's Marshmallow Man. That's awesome. Why didn't I think of that? I was thinking they were making it known that he was Cutler. There you go. There's one more. That is fucking great. Oh, man. It's really fun to watch a wrestling show and like it, isn't it? Isn't that kind of cool? Give me this shit on Mondays and I'll be a pretty happy guy, man. Oof. Fucking fabulous. Wow. That's going to be ball game here. Knox is up finally. Knox comes to after Marshmallow Man and horses and that's great. Yeah, that was well done. I was thinking he was going to be in the horse. And the funny thing is the Marshmallow, he can't even get that shit off his feet. The Marshmallow Man is the most obvious and most noticeable one out there, and yet I never thought that he was the Marshmallow Man. That's actually funny. It did work. I mean, it's Halloween. I mean, give me this over like what WWE does on their Halloween themed shows. Like every Thanksgiving, there's got to be a food fight, and you know, there's always some like Halloween horrors match on SmackDown where it's decorated with spooky shit, and they get slammed through tables covered in fake spider webs. This is just so much more creative. You know, sounds like the people writing this shit are actually having fun with their jobs. You know. It's not so basic and boring, you know? And sometimes that doesn't always work. There's been plenty of times in AEW where we've looked at a segment or a match and say, okay, that was way overbooked. Or they did about 5 things there that wasn't necessary. That will happen. Not everything you throw to the wall is going to stick. Things are not going to work too. So AEW ain't perfect. But this is one of those situations where it was so much, if you're going to do like a Halloween kind of themed show, it was so much less stupid and child looking than like WWE. It was just fucking out there having fun. Bunch of guys in Ghostbusters outfits like legitimately pissed. It's hilarious. Halloween. No, Roderick, I don't want to say that. I don't want to say anything makes anything great again. A good night for the good guys. And next Wednesday, we got Cody and Andrade is set. So next week looks pretty good. We'll be back here at it again 1 week from tonight. And we're going to be into November. That's crazy, man. It's going to be what, November like 3rd when we're back? Wow. Crazy, man. It's already going to be fall and winter. And next thing you know, 2022. So anyway, yeah, pumpkin patch, street fight, shit like that. Just so sick of seeing all that stuff. So, you know, AEW is going to give you those themed shows too. And as we go year by year, maybe, you know, some of their Halloween shows might not always hit right and might be a little stupid or whatever. We'll see. But this was a situation where I liked that they had some fun, you know, in that 8-man tag main event. And had Paige, you know, like you knew you were going to see Paige. That was obvious. Hadn't seen him all night. Dark Order, Elite, main event. Kenny and Hangman as headline the next pay-per-view. Clearly, you're going to see Hangman, but try to do it in the least predictable way possible. They achieved it. Excellent stuff. I thought tonight was a great show. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of here now. Thanks for being here again, as always, this Wednesday. The next time we are back will be, I guess, Saturday for the Winged Eagle. I've also got a Patreon-sponsored review that I'm working on right now, a video on Transitional Champions, which is going to be interesting when that debuts. I'll have a date nailed down for you closer to the end of the week. And then after that, my plan is to be up here this coming Sunday, Halloween night. I think we're going to watch a Halloween Havoc, and I'm thinking 1995, just for the absurdity of it. So pull up your Peacock on Halloween night. Come join us. 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific, and we're going to watch Halloween Havoc 95, the Hogan giant monster truck shit. So much craziness on that show, and it's not really, looking at the card, it's not going to be the greatest night of in-ring wrestling, but I think we'll have fun doing it. I'll light some pumpkin-flavored candles and get some Oktoberfest beer or something, and we'll hang out on Halloween night, have a good time. Then we'll be back for the Raw review, and then, of course, 1 week from tonight, doing the watch-alongs again. There will be a mic drop sprinkled in somewhere throughout the week as well, so keep a lookout for all that. You guys take care. Thanks for being here. Smash the thumbs up on your way out the door if you have not already, and I'll catch you all on Saturday